When you heard Attorney General Eric Holder make this comment that this public outcry for him to resign in the wake of Fast and Furious is racially motivated, did you find yourself shaking your head saying, why are you doing this?
Well, it's not shaking my head saying, why are you doing it? I'm disgusted.
Mm-hmm.
I find it absolutely reprehensible because this is not about skin color. This is about your character. This is about your competence. This is about your ability to lead. And this is about the potentially you having misled the Congress and the American people on this Operation Fast and Furious. So it is a slap in my face as a professional African-American, a member of Congress, and a career military officer that this gentleman, who is the head of the Department of Justice, is going to resort to that very nefarious theme of the race card.
And that's so true. I mean, all you have is the Terry family, the American public, the members of Congress saying, tell us the truth. And they can do anything but that. So they have to stoop to this level?
Yeah, it's a very sad situation, but I will tell you that obviously that just lets you know that this investigation and the questions being asked are on the right track, because that's the last card in the deck of cards, is the race card.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting, too, because in that Times article, of all people, Holder claims, that you've got the bloggers and the commentators leaving stuff out. What about an administration? What about a DOJ that's leaving stuff out? With these redacted documents, it's for him to make a comment like that when they've done anything but come forward and cooperate with you guys.
Yes, you're correct. The administration and the Department of Justice has been everything but forthright in this instance with Fast and Furious, as well as Solyndra. And we can go down the whole litany of failures where this was supposed to be the most transparent administration that the nation would ever see. It's fallen very short.
And that's true. And, and President Obama pledged to be a uniter, not a divider.
Well, I will tell you that he is I don't care what he says on that 60 Minutes interview. There is no doubt he is the most divisive president that this country has ever seen. He is not the president of the United States of America. He has chosen to be the president of the Democrat Party and the president of liberals. He does not seek to bring this country together and come up with the right type of solutions that ensure our fiscal security and our national security. I think that in every aspect, his economic policies, his foreign policies, are just really running off the rail.
Got to ask you, what are you hearing from constituents on this? I know there hasn't been a lot of media coverage. I mean, some of us are doing what we can to get the story out there. But what are you hearing from them about what they say they see going on concerning this investigation and this operation?
Well, I will tell you that you do have a contingency of constituents that are engaged with this Operation Fast and Furious. But, once again, you have a liberal media establishment that is very complicit and kind of being that blocking guard for the administration. And they are not talking about it. They don't want it to be brought up. And they're trying to, run the cover for them. But I think that this is going to be something that's going to linger into next year, and it's going to come out. And it's going to be an election issue no matter how much they try to hide it from the American people. Yeah,
you think this really will, once things get going and we get closer to making this one candidate, one Republican against Obama, that this is going to become an issue?
Well, I think that when you overall look at the lack of competence for this administration, and I'm talking about Timothy Geithner at the Secretary of Treasury, Janet Napolitano with Homeland Security, Eric Holder, what you're just going to have to build is, the country is failing because we have a president that is not able to bring together a very capable team. They are failing. He is failing. We've got to, really clean out the whole team. It's kind of like, down here with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, you can fire the head coach, but you got to get rid of some of those assistant coaches and others to really come in and bring a new system. And that's how I would, approach this in next fall.
Congressman Issa has asked Holder to come back in January. What do you think the odds are he's going to come back for another round?
Well, I think that he must come back. If he does not come back, what we have to always realize is that we're co-equal branches, and there's a system of checks and balances here. And Congressman Issa has oversight, and there are other respective committees, such as the Committee on the Judiciary. They have oversight. So Eric Holder does not get a free pass on this. He needs to come back.
What would you do different this time around? I mean, how do you get the guy? I know it's, he's got his strategy cast and he's going to do what he's going to do, but, what do you do?
Well, I think you continue to ask the tough questions, and I think you have to continue to keep this up front in the face of the American people, because if the administration has its way, they'll let it die down, which is just the same with the health care law, the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act. They're not looking forward to the Supreme Court hearing that I believe next March or April. So these are the type of things that we have to keep in front of the American people. Operation Fast and Furious is nowhere near over. There are still countless amounts of weapons that are floating around out there. We know hundreds of Mexican citizens have lost their lives, and we have Brian Terry who lost his life. We got to bring this to an end. We have to hold some people responsible and accountable.